Hey family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, my name is Gabrielle Burton, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist with over 10 years experience in the mental health field. I specialize in narcissistic and spiritual abuse, and I'm also the author of The Ultimate Guide to Becoming a Gold Digger, Discovering the Hidden Treasures Within. It's a book where I merge biblical truth and therapeutic tools to help you heal deeper and connect more fully with God, yourself, and others. The link is in my bio if you want to grab your copy. Let's talk about something that's incredibly important, especially in both our emotional healing and our spiritual walk. Our attachment styles. If you've ever heard of that term before, attachment styles are patterns of how we connect to others emotionally. They're formed in our early childhood, often based on how our caregiver responded to our needs. And what many people don't realize is that these same patterns show up in our adult relationships. And yes, even the way we relate to God. In therapy, we talk about the four main attachment styles. You have your secure attachment, which says, I trust you, I know you love me, I feel safe being close. The anxious attachment is, I want to be close, but I'm afraid you'll leave me. The avoidant attachment says, I don't need anyone, I'll take care of myself. And then the disorganized attachment is, I crave love, but I'm also afraid of it. Now here's the key. You learned your attachment style before you even had words. It was actually shaped by your caregivers and how they responded to you when you cried, when you were scared, or when you needed comfort. Were you soothed or ignored? Did you feel safe or was it unpredictable? Could you trust that someone would show up for you consistently? These experiences created emotional blueprints that follow us into every relationship, including our relationship with God. Now, let's talk about how each attachment style might show up in your faith walk. So, securely attached believers, they tend to trust God's goodness, even in hard seasons. They feel safe talking to Him, resting in His presence, and even receiving His love without shame. Our anxiously attached believers may feel like they have to earn God's love. They might overserve or overperform in ministry, constantly afraid of messing up or maybe being too much. Avoidantly attached believers often keep God at a distance. They may struggle to pray or connect emotionally with God because deep down they believe vulnerability equals weakness. Lastly, disorganized attachment might show up as a love-hate relationship with God, where you desperately want closeness but also feel terrified of surrender, intimacy, or even trusting that God is safe. Now, let's be honest, this is where many of us get stuck. We think it's a faith issue, but it's really a nervous system and emotional safety issue. But here's the good news. Jesus modeled what secure attachment actually looks like. He knew he was loved by the Father. In fact, at his baptism, before he had done a single miracle, God says, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased." Matthew 3:17. There was no performance, no proving, just identity rooted in total love. And that's what he wants for you. Jesus was emotionally present. He wept. He hugged. He touched lepers. He let people cry on him. He asked deep questions. He wasn't afraid of emotions. He welcomed them. He lived securely loved. And from that place, he could love others well. Now, if you've never experienced a secure attachment in real life, therapy can actually be a powerful place to start. In therapy, your therapist becomes what we call a secure base, someone who sees you, who hears you, who doesn't leave you, and doesn't require you to perform to be loved. You're allowed to show up sad, joyful, messy, angry, confused, and you're still accepted. For many of my clients, therapy is the first relationship in their life where they're loved just for being, not for achieving, not for people pleasing, but just for existing. And that is exactly how God loves us. And yes, God can heal your attachment wounds. He can literally rewire your brain. Studies in neuroscience actually show that prayer and meditation and safe emotional connection can help regulate the nervous system. So when we spend time in God's presence, our brainwaves shift, our stress hormones decrease, and our sense of peace increases. So it's not just spiritual, it's scientific. When you pray, when you worship, when you journal, or simply just sit in God's presence, you are literally reshaping your brain's capacity to feel safe in love. I mean, that's why Romans 12:2 in action is be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now, here are a few things that you can start doing today in order to begin your healing journey. First, you want to name your attachment style. Awareness is the very first step to healing. Then you want to invite God into the wound. Say, Lord, show me where I started to believe love wasn't safe. Then you want to start safe relationships. Maybe you want to join a small group. You want to talk to a therapist. Maybe you want to open up to a trusted friend. And then you can write love letters to yourself from God's voice. You can use scriptures to remind yourself of how he sees you. And then practice being still with God. Just breathe, like no performance, just presence. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but you are not too broken to be loved. You are not too damaged to change. And God is not afraid of your wounds. He really wants to meet you in them. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If this episode spoke to your heart and encouraged you, or even gave you a fresh perspective, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. And if you want to go deeper, grab a copy of my book, The Ultimate Guide to Becoming a Gold Digger, Discovering the Hidden Treasures Within. It's packed with tools to help you understand your calling, your identity, and to help you develop your capacity for healing and loving people well. My prayer for you is this, that this week you would encounter the love of God so deeply, and that his presence would be so tangible that you would feel seen, known, and rooted in him in a way that completely transforms the way you see yourself. May he open your heart, may he heal your wounds, and show you what it truly means to be loved by the one who never fails. Let's heal, family.